Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. And as you can tell by the title and obviously the thumbnail, I am recovering this chair. So this is a really simple, quick, easy DIY, and cheap, of course. So basically the tools you'll need is a staple gun, staple remover, staples, and your fabric, of course. And of course, whatever stool or chair that you want to recover. Now, I am not a pro at this. I've never done it before, but where is a will is a way. So I get stuff done, okay? So depending on what type of depending on what type of chair or stool or whatever you got, that depends on how you're gonna take it apart. So mine just happens to be like a storage stool. So I'm basically just raising up the cushion and unscrewing it with a regular screwdriver. So that's super simple. Oh, and you guys, if you're not subscribed to me, like, what are you doing? Like, go ahead, look down real quick, like, do it and subscribe, hit the like button and the notification bell and all that good stuff that you're supposed to do. Okay, like, do that for me. Like, thank you, I appreciate it. Okay, anyway, so I took all the screws out, and then I'm just like examining the cushion because, again, like, I never done this before, so I'm just trying to figure stuff out as we go along. And I don't know if y'all see that little thick band around the cushion, like, that they put on there for decoration. That's coming out too. That's not gonna help us, okay? So this little screen or whatever they got on the back, we need that, right? So we gonna keep that. But y'all finna see me real quick. Like, I'm jumping all over the place because clearly I ain't know what I was finna do. But taking the staple gun out the package. And you don't gotta go buy a super expensive staple gun if you don't have one. A cheap one will work just fine. I got this one from Walmart. It was probably under $10 or maybe a little bit more than $10. Not bad. And I'm trying to figure out how to put staples in it. So as you can see, really amateur here, but we finna make it happen. Make sure you put the staples up, so like the actual staple part that goes into something is facing up. Yeah, like that. You do that. Okay, cool. Now close it up, right? Now we ain't even finna use the staple gun yet, so I don't know why I did this first, but we finna take the staples out of the chair. Now, again, do as I say and not as I do, because this is the completely dangerous way to do it. So all the DIY people out there probably like, oh my goodness, like, why did she do it like this? Because she didn't know and she didn't have a staple remover, so she gonna figure it out. And I could have just ripped this fabric off the back, but I didn't buy another one because we gonna reuse it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Why we throwing it away? Why? So we reuse it. So basically, I just took a flathead and I stuck it under the staple to lift the staple up. And then I took some scissors to pull the staple out. Now, this is not a smart way of doing it, nor is it a safe way of doing it. But it got the job done, okay? So that's what we did. So we just taking it out, and I went all around it, and I took this little black screen off, and I was real careful because I didn't want to poke no unnecessary holes in it because, like I said, I planned on reusing it. So once you get all that off, I'm actually going to show you like a closer look of what I did so you can see how janky this is. Like, the flathead goes under the staple, lifts it up. Look at that, lift. Then get your scissors and pull it out the rest of the way. Now, I could have easily cut myself a couple times, but guess what? I didn't. So, thank you for that. And I just did that to lift up the whole screen. And you see, no unnecessary holes, no damage to the screen unnecessarily. So, that worked out great. Boom, it's off. Now, it's a whole nother thing of staples to have this little thing on there, which is so tacky. I don't know why that was up. So, I got to do that now. So, I'm lifting all the staples off of that. And this one seemed to come off way easier for some reason. Don't really know why, but it was coming off so smooth. So, I did the same thing. I was just lifting up the staples, taking the scissors, pulling it out, trying to be careful not to cut myself because, you know, that would have been tragic, but I didn't. So, thank you. And I get that whole little thing off to take it off. Pretty much. That's all I did. So boom, got the whole thing off. Now you're gonna take your fabric. Now this is the difference between recovering and reupholstering. If you was reupholstering, you would have took the tan fabric off, you would have took the cushion off, you would have like bought all new stuff and like literally redid the whole chair. Yeah, we not doing that. We just recovering. All right, cool. So I had bought a yard of this like fuzzy fabric, right? I had to buy a yard because if you get half a yard, it would have been like not the right length. So just, measure your chest, see what you need. So I take the fabric and I lay down the sides first, and I'm only stapling in the middle. I'm not stapling like the edges or anything like that, as you can see, and I'm cutting off excess fabric. Probably could have cut off way more excess fabric, but yeah, like I said, you live and you learn. So I'm just stapling down the center of all four sides, right? Now this fabric gets everywhere, bro. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So you see I'm cutting out these little rectangle sizes, and that's just where the screws went to connect my chair back. So, everything will be different. I just cut that out so I wouldn't have to like put a hole through the fabric to get the screws through. I just cut it out. So now to do my corners, basically you have to play with the corners so that it won't be bulky when you lay it down. So I ended up doing my corners like triangles. So I basically stapled and then crossed over, as you can see. And then I did that on all four sides. So you just play with it, try to figure out what's going to lay flat and and make sure before you staple, you pull and then staple. So it won't be any like bulk in the fabric or anything like that. Again, not a pro, but figuring it out, okay? So yeah, I could have cut off all that excess fabric, to be completely honest. I could have, but my chair lays flat. Don't know how, but it did. Because looking back at it, I could have cut off all this excess fabric, but I didn't. Now, like I said, that fur gets everywhere, so vacuum that up before you connect everything. You don't want all that fur like trapped in there. And then I'm taking that net that I cut off and I'm stapling it back on there. See, you didn't need to buy another one because ain't nobody gonna see that. And ain't nothing wrong with that, right? It was cool. It still looked fine, right? So I'm just stapling around, again, the holes that connects the seat back to the stool. So I don't have to put any new holes. So that same net had holes in it from where that connects, and I just lined it up and stapled it back down. I hope that makes sense. I'm not cutting any new holes or anything. I'm just basically lining everything up and clearing out a path so that I can so I can screw the chair back in. Not making any, new impressions on this wood or anything like that. So I'm just stapling this down, and to be completely honest, one side was a little bulky, so I had to take it up and like cut some fabric out just to be completely transparent with you. Those things do happen, but other than that, everything came out pretty cool. Like I'm just stapling everything down, trying to get it as flat as possible, and then look at that, ran out of staples, had to put some more in there. So now I'm literally screwing the chair back on, bro. Like, so simple. We're done. I'm literally finding the holes and then screwing it back in there. And the chair is finna be done. Y'all finna see. So you guys, this is the finished product of the chair. So simple, y'all. And for all you DIYers that do this for real and that be out here like recovering chairs and furniture and all that kind of stuff, don't come for me in these comments, okay? Don't be saying I did this wrong and I did that wrong, unless you're gonna be, nice with your criticism and your constructive criticism. I could take that, but don't be rude, okay? And this is the final look. All right, y'all, I hope you like this video. If you want to see more DIYs, make sure you hashtag that in the comments down below. Subscribe, and I will catch you next Wednesday because I post every single Wednesday.